Right, so let's talk midsoles in... Welcome back to the channel, folks. I'm Lloyd Purvis and this is Run4Adventure. We are back with another comparison video, and a comparison video that we've been really excited to bring you guys at home. So today we are doing the head-to-head on two of my current favourite trail running shoes, the brilliant Saucony Peregrine 10 and the awesome super lightweight Hoka One One Torrent 2. I've run a combined distance of 400 miles in these two shoes in lots of different weather conditions and over a big mixture of different terrains. I've got to be honest, I've really enjoyed the experience of running in both shoes, and there is a lot of similarities between these two shoes. I think there's just a few little features in one of them that personally makes it stand out for me. So let's find out which shoe comes out on top and let's dive into this video. So let's give you a few facts and figures on these awesome two trail shoes. Both shoes retail in the UK at £110. The Torrent runs off a 5mm offset, the Peregrine runs off a 4mm offset. Shoes and weight wise, the Torrent comes in at a nice light 265 grams, and in the Peregrine it is 303 grams. When it comes to the outsole construction, we have a 5mm lug depth on both shoes. The Peregrine runs off of that awesome sticky Saucony Power Track rubber, and when it comes to the Torrent, it is coated in Hoka's sticky rubber compound. Having run good mileage in both of these two trail shoes, it's made me realise that both shoes are designed to give you a similar fit, similar feel and a similar level of performance while out on the trails. So I would say if you like one of them, you're probably going to like the other. But let's go through the fit of these two shoes first. I've got both shoes in a men's UK 9.5 and they both fit like a glove, so definitely fitting true to size. When it comes to the toe box, they've both got good width and good depth. When we're talking lockdown in a trail shoe, really important part of a trail running shoe, the lockdown in both of these shoes is really solid. I think a lot of that is down to both shoes having an internal gusseted tongue, and I think it's a part of the shoes that's been improved vastly in these two current models. I used to find it really hard to lock down that original Torrent. I used to have a lot of lateral movement in it. And the same with the Peregrine. Obviously, it used to run on the ISOFIT upper, and we all know how I feel about an ISOFIT upper. So I think the changes made to these two shoes when it comes to upper construction has really improved lockdown. Both uppers have been super comfortable across their miles. For me, they've both got the right level of cushioning in the heel and in the tongue. I personally feel the Torrent 2 upper is a little bit lighter and maybe a little bit airier around the foot, but they've both performed well when it comes to them uppers. Durability, we've done a fair bit of mileage in both shoes and they are both holding up really well. There's no signs of any fatigue or wear at all on the uppers. I think this is something that's been vastly improved in the Torrent 2. I think the upper feels and looks a lot plusher, and it looks like it's going to be a lot more durable. So let's talk midsoles when it comes to the two shoes, and there's a lot of similarities there as well. So when it comes to heel offset, there's only 1mm between the two shoes. We have 4mm on the Peregrine and we have a 5mm offset on the Torrent 2. But when it comes to that midsole construction, there's a lot of similarities as well. So the Torrent 2 runs off of Hoka ProFly midsole. So we've got two different compounds. We've got a much softer compound as a top sole, so close to the foot, offering a nice comfortable ride. And then we've got that slightly firmer compound underneath, giving you that slightly firmer, more responsive, more stable ride while out on technical trails. The Peregrine 10 has a Power Run Plus top sole, so again very close to the foot to give you that nice comfortable plush ride and to also help with durability. And then the rest of the midsole is constructed from that slightly firmer Power Run compound. So really both shoes are both trying to give you that nice, responsive, comfortable ride. So doing the same thing, just slightly differently. One of the biggest differences when it comes to the two midsoles of the shoe is worked into the midsole of the Peregrine 10. You have a ballistic shield or rock plate in the forefoot of the shoe. So what that is an area under the forefoot of a slightly firmer but thin and flexible compound just to give you that added protection. If you're to step on a sharp rock or something sticking out of the ground quite heavy, it just gives you a bit of protection. And I personally think that the Torrent 2 would really benefit from having a similar feature worked into that midsole. There has been a couple of times where I've stood on a rock, a sharp rock or something sticking out of the ground in the original shoe and in the 2s, and I've taken quite a lot of impact through that compound in the midsole. So I think if the rock plate wasn't too heavy and it didn't stiffen up the shoe, it was nice and flexible, I think it would really improve the performance when it comes to the Torrent 2, because in the Peregrine 10 I've had no impact issues whatsoever. Last but definitely not least, especially while living in the UK, we need to talk about the 2 outsoles of the shoes and the level of grip and traction they offer. Both shoes offer a really good grip and a level of grip that would probably see you through most seasons, even in the UK with our harsh wintry conditions. The Hoka sticky rubber on the Torrent 2 is an excellent compound, very sticky, very grippy when it comes to wet conditions, especially on wet rock. I think the fact that on the Torrent 2 they've made that lug pattern a little bit more aggressive than the previous version of the shoe really helps it when it comes to wet, muddy conditions. But I still think when it comes to the level of traction and level of grip between the 2 shoes, the Peregrine 10 comes out on top. The level of grip on this shoe is fantastic. You really can't fault it. You've got a slightly more aggressive lug pattern on the outsole compared to the Torrent 2, so in deep muddy conditions, again, offers a really good level of traction. And then you've got this awesome Saucony Power Track rubber. I don't know what this stuff's made of, but I think it's magic. It is such a grippy compound on every type of terrain, amazing on all types of wet rock. And we also need to talk about durability. You know, this shoe has done getting on for 300 miles, and the wear on this rubber, even though it's really soft, which makes it very grippy, there's hardly any wear on the outsole at all. And I've done a fair bit of tarmac running in this shoe. So when it comes to grip and when it comes to durability, the Peregrine 10 has to come out on top. You can definitely see by highlighting some of the similarities and some of the subtle differences between these 2 trail shoes, they really do perform very similar. And I'll continue to enjoy both shoes and get lots of mileage in both shoes running out on the trails. But for now, let's wrap up this comparison video with a quick conclusion. Firstly, I have to say I think both these shoes make great trail running shoes, and I'd recommend either one of them, especially if you're new to trail running, you're out there looking for your first trail shoe. I don't think you can go far wrong with either of these shoes. But personally for me, there is one shoe that stands out, and you've probably guessed it by now. Yep, it is the Peregrine 10. I personally think having that rock plate worked into the midsole of the Peregrine 10, it just offers you that greater level of underfoot protection compared to the Torrent 2. And then when you throw in this super grippy Power Track rubber outsole, the Peregrine 10 just pips it. I still would like to see the Peregrine 10 lose a few grams here and there. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't feel heavy when you got it on. It still runs super light and really nimble. But at 303 grams, it's not the lightest shoe on the market, especially when you compare it to the super light 264 grams of the Torrent 2. It's a funny thing that made me want to do this comparison video. Apart from lots of viewers asking to see it, I obviously get to run in lots of road and trail shoes while we're testing product to review at Run4Adventure, and I hadn't run in the Peregrine for some time. I've been in lots of other shoes trying to get the mileage in for up and coming reviews, but the other day I was going out on a training run on a pretty technical route, and a route that's pretty wet all the way through the year. So I knew grip and traction was going to be super important in my shoe. So I reached for the Peregrine 10, put it on, and it just made me realise what a great trail running shoe this is. Super comfortable the whole way around the route. The level of grip and traction I got from this outsole was brilliant. I felt really confident on every foot strike. It really is one of them trail shoes that you put it on and you just want to go and run fast and attack really technical, challenging trail. And that is how a trail shoe should make you feel. So that is a wrap on another comparison video at Run4Adventure. Really hope you enjoyed it, guys. Hope you found it useful. If you did, give us a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already, come along, hit that subscribe button. Come and join the Run4Adventure family. We'd love to have you. We have left links below for both shoes, so if you want to find out any more information about the Hoka Torrent 2 or any information about Saucony's Peregrine 10, please click that link and do so. And get involved, guys. We want your feedback. We want your comments. Are you running in the Torrent 2? Do you find it a big improvement on the original shoe? What about the Peregrine 10? Is it one of your favourite trail shoes? Get them comments down below. Also guys, just before we go, if you're interested in supporting the channel, you can do so through our Patreon page now. It's a great way of helping us keep the lights on and the cameras rolling for you guys at home, but along the way you'll get some great perks, including exclusive content. So we have left a link in the description. If you want to find out any more information, it's well worth checking out. But thanks for watching, we'll see you in the next video, and as always, stay safe and keep on running.